Alright, welcome to Talkin Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk to you guys about Core Scientific, stock ticker CORZ. They are a Bitcoin mining company and a Bitcoin mine hosting company. So they have a lot going on, and a bunch of things have popped up in the news this week. So I want to go through where Core Scientific is at, and I want to talk about whether they are a viable company, and are they going to go on from here, or is Core Scientific in trouble? So if you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody would please smash the like button, it helps the channel out a lot. Lastly, you can join the channel by hitting the join button on the YouTube page, and you can become a member. There's a bunch of members-only content. In addition to that, we have a members-only live stream every Tuesday after the market closes. So we'd love to have you there as well. Okay, let's talk about Core Scientific, because there's a lot of new information on Core Scientific, and their stock is absolutely getting decimated. So if we take a quick look, this is where Core Scientific closed on Friday at the end of the week. 97 cents, 97.52 cents. So this is under $1. This is actually fairly remarkable. This was a $15 stock. And more importantly, I want to take a look at their market cap. Their market cap is $348 million. So that makes them middle of the pack as far as market cap goes. But understand that Core Scientific is by far the biggest Bitcoin miner out of all the publicly traded North American Bitcoin miners. It may be the biggest Bitcoin miner in the world for all I know. They mine well over 1,000 Bitcoin every month all year this year. And that is more than double the second place publicly traded Bitcoin mining company in North America. So they are far and away the biggest. However, they are nowhere near the biggest market cap. This market cap is down to $348 million. Like I said, this puts them more middle of the pack. Their peers, which I would say are Riot and Marathon, are triple or quadruple this market cap, and they mine nowhere near as many Bitcoins. So what is going on? What's the problem? First, let me take a look at this. So we're at 348 million in market cap right now. So those of you familiar with the channel, you know I like to take a look at the historical market cap, because sometimes stock price doesn't tell the story because of dilution. But if you look at this company, they just started trading in the beginning of January 2022. So they actually missed the big run up in November when Bitcoin hit its all-time high. But still, even if we take their high from February of 2022, they're essentially down 90% in market cap from February of 2022. That's this year. So again, I've been using this word a lot in a lot of my videos lately, but this is a catastrophic fall in the stock price. And now under $1, it really feels like the market is pricing in. They believe that Core Scientific is going out of business, or at least there is a significant risk that they are going out of business. So I want to dig in and take a look and show you guys what the recent news is, then take a look at their financial statements, and I'll tell you where I think this stock might be going. Okay, this article came out yesterday. This was in CoinDesk. Core Scientific again raises Bitcoin mining hosting rates. Now, they host almost 10 exahash of Bitcoin mining. So they have 13 exahash of their own self-mined Bitcoin mining equipment. In addition to that, they have almost 10 exahash of other people's mining equipment that they host and charge a fee for. So I'm going to dig into that, because that has been a loss center for them. That is not going well at all. So you can see here, as of yesterday, there's an announcement. Core Scientific again raises Bitcoin mining hosting rates. The world's largest Bitcoin miner, Core Scientific, raised its rates for hosting other companies' machines to just under 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Two people familiar with the matter told CoinDesk. So to put that in perspective, that is multiples more than the large companies have been used to paying over the last year. There were companies down to 2.5 cents per kilowatt. You know, that's turned into 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 as energy costs have spiraled. But 10 cents, you're going to see later, that's really no longer a profitable equation. And unfortunately, I think it's not profitable for the Bitcoin mining companies that they're hosting for. And as when we look at their financial statements, you'll see it's not even profitable for Core Scientific. They're losing money on hosting. It's the latest price hike for Core Scientific, which has previously raised its rates by 20 to 25% in recent months because of the soaring energy costs. So here, just to put it in scale, we talked about this. Core Scientific has both a hosting and mining business with 22.5 exahash per second of its own and others' computing power in its data centers across the US. So that is massive. Okay, this is the most important thing I wanted to get to because this really has to do with the whole network beyond CORZ Scientific. So it's affecting CORZ Scientific, it's affecting CORZ Scientific's hosting customers, but really, this is a statement for the entire industry. So this is what we need to be looking at. This is a quote, all units outside of the Bitmain Antminer S19XP go into negative gross margin territory at above 9 cents per kilowatt hour, said Ethan Vera, Chief Operating Officer of Mining Services for Luxor Technologies. So the S19XP, that's essentially the latest and greatest, which means every machine ever made before basically this last year is no longer profitable at all, even the S17s. So this is going to have an impact on the overall hash rate of the network. The network hash rate is growing. The difficulty level adjustment in September was big to the upside. The difficulty level adjustment in October was big to the upside. But as we push these energy prices, a lot of machines are going to be forced to come off of line because it looks to me like they're saying only the latest and greatest Bitcoin miners can make money in this current environment with. So this is the most profound part of this that I take away altogether. We've seen massive increases in exahash and we've seen massive increases in difficulty level. I expect that unless the price of Bitcoin starts to run up, that is going to start to reverse because you're going to see situations like this where people just can no longer afford to mine Bitcoin. Okay, to add insult to injury, this came out in the Wall Street Journal yesterday. Crypto miner CORZ Scientific flags threat from Celsius Chapter 11 dispute. Bitcoin miner CORZ Scientific accused bankrupt crypto lender Celsius Network LLC of refusing to pay its bills. Now, first, I want to let everybody know, if you don't already know, Celsius is not necessarily known for their Bitcoin mining. However, they were one of the larger Bitcoin miners in North America, in addition to their regular operations. So that was a separate operation, and it was an operation they wanted to continue to develop in order to work their way out of this Chapter 11 bankruptcy. In other words, mine Bitcoin and pay off some of their customers with the profits. Okay, so they're refusing to pay its bills since filing Chapter 11, threatening the data hosting company's own financial health. The brewing dispute could have a material impact on CORZ Scientific, one of the largest publicly traded crypto miners, as the massive data center that hosts Bitcoin mining operations struggled to weather the crypto market downturn that dragged Celsius and other crypto firms into bankruptcy. Okay, so just to follow up and close this point out, I want to go to footnote 15 in their financial statements, segment reporting. So if we take a look at the segment reporting, you're going to see they break out their hosting revenue. Hosting revenue was $38.9 million. The cost of their hosting revenue was $43.6 million. So from scratch, they're not even making gross profit. They're losing money. They have negative gross profit. Now, $2.6 million of that was depreciation. So even if you back that out and try and go on a cash basis, they are still losing money from scratch on their hosting business, and they have been all year long. So this is one of the problems for their company. Their current assets are $511 million. Their current liabilities are $516 million. This is as of June 30th, their most recent financial statements. So we will get updates to these numbers sometime in the next month, probably through the third quarter through September 30th. But you can see they're very close to a 1-to-1 current ratio. So that does not really foreshadow an imminent threat of them going out of business. However, it is not a strong current ratio. And in addition to that, you're going to see, more importantly, in their long-term liability section, they have notes payable, net of the current portion, of $852 million. This is not a company that raised most of their money through equity like a lot of the other companies in the Bitcoin mining space. They raised $852 million in debt. So that is a massive carry cost for them. So this is something where, when you start to look midterm or longer term, if Bitcoin stays at a low price in this $19,000 to $20,000 range and energy continues to be at the cost that it is, then yes, it does look like there is risk here. There is definitely greatly increased risk that CORZ Scientific may not make it to the other end of an extended bear market if that's what's going to happen. So I'm not telling you to buy this stock or sell this stock. I'm just taking a look at their balance sheet. I'm trying to go through the facts and show you what impact all this information is having on the company. And they are in a position that's a bit tenuous. Okay, just a couple quick charts before I go and look at the chart of their stock. So this is Core Scientific, Bitcoin mined by month since December of 2021. So you're going to see this is relatively flat. And in the same period of time, Core Scientific has very nearly doubled their exahash, their number of machines mining Bitcoin. So the next chart I'm going to show you is the result of that. So again, very flat production over the course of a year. Okay, this is a chart of their Bitcoin mined per exahash. So this is the efficiency chart that I do for each company each month. So you'll see really since December of 2021, other than a few outliers, this has been going down pretty much in a very steady line. In other words, they have been getting less and less efficient for each of the last 10 months. This is now a 10-month trend in them becoming less and less efficient. I don't know why this would be. At 13 exahash, they should certainly be mining more Bitcoin right now than they were mining at 7 exahash at the beginning of the year. But they're still relatively close to the same number. So this is another thing that's concerning to me. I would like to see this turn around. This would be one of the first things that would encourage me. If they can start to increase their efficiency, which is going to be very difficult because I've never heard any reason as to why this is, but they do seem to keep getting less and less efficient. Okay, so I'm just going to take a quick look at their chart on the 1 week time frame. So this is Core Scientific on the 1 week time frame. Okay, so if we go all the way back to November, now remember they were trading as a SPAC at that point, so it's not really necessarily even apples to apples. But even if we go from that point, Core Scientific stock is down about 94%. So this has been a massive, massive pullback. But I'm going to zoom in. This is Core Scientific on the 1 day time frame. So you'll see Core Scientific is down over 70% in the last 2 months. So you can see this continues to fall at a faster and faster rate. They're now trading about 30% lower than their all-time low from this summer when Bitcoin hit its all-time low. So this stock is performing very poorly. These are some of the reasons why. What I really want to point out is you can now see this stock is under $1, and we're 3 days in a row here at it bouncing around its all-time low. And nothing about this chart says that we've found a bottom yet. So not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. This is an unbelievably volatile stock, and there's a lot going on. And most of the news we went through really was not great news. So I will be keeping a close eye on this to see if they can do anything or show us anything to turn the corner. We'll be keeping our eye on how that Celsius situation is working out with them, with the hosting. So that's my update on Core Scientific. Thanks so much. If you made it this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks.